In the 450 division, finishing in third, riding for Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing, Jason Anderson. Finishing second, riding for Monster Energy Yamaha Factory Racing, Justin Barsha. And your winner, riding for Team Honda, HRC, Red Bull Fox Racing, Ken Roxon. Congrats, guys. Jason, we've had 2 races now, and I've been on the floor watching the broadcast as it goes, obviously, and you've barely been on there at all. But you've gone 5-3, top 3 in points, very quietly. You happy with that so far? You happy with the start?
Yeah, I feel like my races have been pretty drama-free so far, and I've been just kind of each race, I feel like I've been making good moves, nothing too crazy, and just been cruising around. 5-3, I feel pretty good. I think my heat races are probably the wildest things that has happened so far. I almost ended up on the concrete this weekend, but yeah, other than that, main events have been going good. Just need to keep getting starts and maybe build up some speed so I can battle with these guys a little harder.
Justin, congrats on the night. I know you've been sick all week and through the day. Just how was it managing that today through the practices, qualifying that main event? I know you were alone a lot in the main event, which was probably a good thing, but how did you manage just the 20+1?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a tough day, but it was good. I rode better than I rode at Anaheim, actually, like comfort-wise. I felt like I was riding really well. Yeah, the main event was crazy. Kenny was riding extremely well up front, and Jason was riding extremely well behind me. So, yes, I was alone, but I had, trying to catch Kenny in the beginning, and then I kind of, I didn't have, what it took to get the win tonight, so kind of settled in there. But then I had Jason behind me, so I had to keep a solid pace. It wasn't an easy pace by any means. So I had a little bit of juice in the beginning. I felt like I was riding really well and catching a little bit in a few spots, and then the tank kind of ran empty. It was just pushed through it as good as I could. Yeah, it was an exciting ride. I mean, it was awesome. Tonight for me, like a second was a big win, just because how I think if this was a year or two ago, I wouldn't be in this situation. So, quite cool.
Kenny, congratulations. It's been 3 years since your last win. It was round 2 in 2017. You've been through a lot. We all know. What were the last 3 minutes like of that, man? I mean, what was going through your mind those last just few minutes of the race?
To be honest, actually, well, let's start from the beginning. I felt pretty good. Made a move pretty quick on Zach, and then I had a clear track, and I felt good on the bike, and my bike worked really good this weekend. I think we got that a lot more dialed. We were tinkering around with it throughout practice and whatnot, and yeah, left it the same since the heat race, and I rode good in the heat race, and I think that paid off. The tower where the time is on was like right after the finish line time, so you can always get a glance at it, which was terrible because it made the race feel super long, especially when you're up there. And we were in a good position though, and I've messed it up in the past towards the end, and I was just charging, and I had pretty solid speed throughout the whole race. So it was fun. I really took it all in, but at the same time, you see like 3 minutes 50 something to go, but that's a solid like 6 to 7 laps, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look like much, but it is quite a bit. But yeah, towards the end, I just wanted to get this race over with, and in the last lap, it felt like I was singling almost everything just so I don't do anything stupid. So it's still surreal. It's been a long time, but Justin, you've been in the same situation before, not winning for a long time, and then coming back and winning. So it's amazing right now.
Steve Guyberson with Vital MX. Kenny, you talked about on the podium a little bit, you bumped Zach in the beginning, but there's no time to be patient in these now. There's too many good guys, and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, like last weekend I was not comfortable at all, so I was just sticking behind everybody, and I was a lot more comfortable throughout the heat race and the main event, so I felt really comfortable on the bike, and I knew if I would have a clear track, I can't get stuck behind him, so I kind of moved him out of the way pretty quick, and then just, stuck up front and rode my own race. I try not to worry about too much, but just hitting my marks. It got really tough there, especially towards the end. It got rutty, and the ruts are really bumpy, so it was it was a good racetrack though. I enjoyed it throughout the whole day.
Jason Wygant from RacerX. How important is it? Will it be easier if you're in the lead the next time? Because this was such a huge obstacle to get this first win. Will it make it easier the next time when you're in this situation?
Well, easy, it is never easy, but yes, it felt good just to get comfortable. I guess I should say it brought back good memories being up in front, and I guess it felt familiar, so that was good. And doing it over pretty much almost the entire distance was great as well. So I think it's going to help me in the future for sure.
And did it feel odd? You've had so many races where you're fighting as hard as you can, or maybe you'd come close, or you get a podium, and then suddenly tonight you're just out front with a big lead the whole time. Like magically, it gets so easy compared to all these other struggles you had, and then one night it just clicks.
Yeah, having a decent start for sure helped. I wouldn't say a nightmare last weekend, but it made things a lot harder. I knew that I had the speed, and we put in too much work to get tired in a 20+1. So I needed a good start and try to find just comfort with the bike and confidence, and I think we got that. But at the same time, just because we got this one win, there's absolutely no way that anybody would rest on that. So we just got to keep working. But for tonight, I'm going to enjoy it, but look forward for more races to come, obviously.
Jim Kimball with MXA. This question is for Justin. Justin, you've talked about this already since the season started, but wow, you look so one-on-one with your bike. I mean, it seems like you guys are really dialed together. Talk about kind of getting it tuned in.
Yeah, it's been nice. Like you said, it's like one-on-one with the bike right now, and it feels great. It's good. I struggled a little today. Not necessarily anything crazy. I was just like, it was really, the bike's been easy to make, what I ask from it, I kind of get. Like I tell the team, I need a little something here or there, and they're able to just adjust some stuff that we don't have to rip shocks apart anymore, or do things like that. So it's definitely making my life a lot easier and the team's life. We put in so much work in the off season. So this is honestly, I feel like this is how it's supposed to be. I've never been in this situation where I'm not like scratching my head and going, wow, like what's going on? So yeah, it's really nice to, have the confidence in my motorcycle and, be able to just feel like I can send it on the track. And that's where I feel like I'm at right now. I can just, put my bike wherever I want and ride really hard like I like to ride and have fun.
Last question for all three of you. It's obviously early in the season, but it's pretty deep at the top, the speed that everybody's going, qualifying heats, mains, and the battles. Just what's your thoughts on the field right now and where it sits? You guys are top 3 in points, which is great, but behind you from 4 to 10, everybody's pretty fast. What's your thoughts? Jason, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think the field is deep. I think with this class and everything, I think it's going to come down to limiting the damage on your bad nights and putting yourself in a good position. Sometimes when we start in the back, I think sometimes maybe we are going to get a little desperate, and I think that those times it's really important to control your emotions. So like last week, and me and Kenny were in the back of the pack, and I think for me, I did 5th place was the best race that I had, from where I started, and I could have easily overpushed it and ended up back in 10th or 11th last weekend. So I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that comes with experience. But with the class it is now, how stacked it is, you just got to you got to stay calm and keep it chill.
Justin?
Yeah, I agree with what Jason said. It's extremely stacked field. There's a lot of great racers. Importance of the series, I think starts are very, very important. So that's something obviously I worked on, and my starts have been pretty good. Yeah, you just got to be smart, and the maturity comes with that as well. Like, I'm like a veteran now, I feel like. So, there's a lot younger kids than me. So I feel like, racecraft is super important, and putting yourself in good positions and minimizing those bad nights, like Jason said, that's, very important because it's a long championship. So, yeah, but the field is very fast and very stacked.
Yeah, top 10 obviously can or probably have main event wins already, so top 10 can definitely win. So start is key, and then trying to eliminate, I think we can all agree that there's a couple of roadblocks out there when they're getting good starts, so that makes a lot of our lives a lot more difficult and more sketchy.
Care to name?
Huh?
Care to name?
No, can't. But no, you know what I mean. I mean, there, props to everybody, obviously, but there's plenty of riders that can win a main event, which makes this tough every weekend for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.